Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. It's so funny to be standing in front of the camera right now because it's actually been over a month since I've filmed a YouTube video, and that's because I actually batch filmed a lot of videos at the start of December, and so I've been slowly putting them out over the last few weeks. So I actually haven't filmed anything in over a month, which is just crazy because I usually film every week. But I'm super excited to get back into filming some healthy recipes and fun challenge videos and anything else you guys would like to see. So as always, please leave a comment down below if there's something in particular that you'd like to see from me. And just a little update on what's been going on with me. Well, firstly, my ebook is being released today when I'm filming this. So that is super exciting. I will leave the link down below to check out my plant-powered recipe ebook with over 55 plant-based recipes, as well as some nutritional information and some thoughts on topics like meal prep and intuitive eating. So make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And what else? I actually got engaged about a week ago to my partner Christian, which is insane. I didn't see it coming. I mean, I thought it was gonna happen in the next year or so, but I didn't think it was gonna happen right now. So that was very exciting. And yeah, I'm gonna get straight into the video because you probably don't want to hear me blab on, but if you do, let me know. I could always do an updated Q&A video if you're interested in kind of getting an update on what I've been up to. But let's get into this video. So we are trying out 3 viral TikTok recipes. So these are all quick and easy and healthy. So I'm super excited to get into them. We're going to be making cucumber guacamole boats, which sound really good. We're gonna be making little raspberry, I don't know what to call it, but it's basically raspberry dipped in yogurt and then chocolate and then frozen, which I think will taste really good. And then the final one are granola cups, which I'd never seen before, and these look so fun to make, so I'm so excited to try them out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. So recipe number 1, frozen raspberry snack by Tasty Sally. So as you can see in the video here, all she's doing is dipping her little raspberries in some soy yogurt and then in melted dark chocolate and then freezing them. So I couldn't find any soy yogurt at the supermarket I went to, so I've got this roasted hazelnut yogurt, which tastes delicious, by the way. And firstly, I'm just gonna wash my raspberries. She doesn't actually mention to do that, but I personally have had a bad experience eating into a raspberry once that had a worm in it. And ever since then, I've always made sure to wash my raspberries, and I just lightly towel dried them. Then I heated up my chocolate in the microwave, and now it's time to assemble the little frozen raspberry snacks. So as you can see here, I'm dipping it into the yogurt and then into the chocolate. So honestly, this recipe looks really simple, but you kind of have to be careful when you are putting the raspberry into the chocolate, because if you kind of mix it around too much, a lot of the yogurt actually kind of falls off and goes into the chocolate. So I think looking back, probably a better method would be to first coat all of the raspberries in the yogurt, freeze it for about 10-15 minutes so it's just a little bit more solid, and then coat it in the chocolate, because as you can see here, by the time I got, about half to a third of the way through, the chocolate had all gone really strange because there was so much yogurt mixed in with the chocolate. And what that meant is that the last few of my bites didn't quite freeze properly or harden properly. So you can see the first few turned out really well, but then as we got more crossover of the yogurt and the chocolate, it really doesn't look as good. So I'm not 100% sure about this, but let's put it in the freezer and try it later. Alrighty guys, so the raspberries have frozen. I actually put them in the fridge for a bit because I was doing some other stuff. So it's been about, I would say an hour since I first made them. So they were in the freezer for 20 minutes and then they've been in the fridge for about half an hour-ish. So let's give them a taste. So as you would have seen before, some of them look beautiful and kind of truffle-like, but other ones have a very kind of swirly pattern, and the ones that had more yogurt kind of mixed in with the chocolate, they haven't quite hardened like chocolate usually does. They're kind of a bit mushy on the outside. So those ones don't look as amazing, but let's give a taste of a nice chocolate covered one. That was probably the first one I did when the chocolate was nice and fresh. That is good. I'll give you a close up. You can see here, it has the chocolate outer layer, the raspberry, and then it's got the yogurt inside the raspberry, which is pretty cool. So yeah, very, very delicious. I'm gonna give that like a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe a 7 out of 10 because it was a bit tricky and like they didn't all turn out as well as the first few. So I would say the recipe in terms of like how to make it is a bit flawed, but they taste amazing. However, I do prefer chocolate covered dates. I think the dates and the chocolate and like adding in a bit of nut butter, that combination works a bit better than this combination, but it still tastes incredible. It's nice, like refreshing, but also decadent snack at the same time. So that's pretty fun. So yeah, if you want a recipe for those date covered bites, I will leave a link down below. They are also featured in my recipe ebook, which is out now. So check that out if you want that recipe. But yeah, these work pretty good and I rate it a 7 out of 10. Okay, on to recipe number 2, the baked yogurt cups. So as you can see here, again, this recipe looks pretty simple. You just mix up a few ingredients in a bowl, bake it for 20 minutes, and then fill it with some yogurt and fruit. Looks pretty simple. Let's see how it goes. So firstly, we are starting off by making the granola base. So I've got 2 cups of oats, as well as some maple syrup, peanut butter, vanilla extract, and salt. And you want to just mix that all until it's really, really well combined. My mixture did feel a bit wet, so I added in a little bit more oats, but I don't know if that was just me. Maybe my maple syrup was extra runny or something, I don't know. And then I put it into the little muffin tins. I decided to use little muffin casings because I just thought it was going to be way easier to get it out, and I had them at home, so I thought I would just use them, and they did end up working really well. So I would probably recommend using them so you don't have to worry about greasing a pan, and then just really patting it down so it makes nice little circle wells. I actually didn't pat mine down enough, and as you can see here, there's not that big of a cup in a lot of them. So it doesn't really hold a lot of fruit and yogurt. So I would recommend patting it down like quite firmly and making a good sized well before you put them into the oven. But anyway, they still did work fine. There were just some that had a really, really thick base. But if you're not worried about that, it doesn't really matter too much. So now that they have cooked and then cooled, it's time to add in the yogurt. So I decided to just dress up 3 cups because I thought I'm not going to eat them all in one day, and if I put the yogurt in it, it would probably make it go soggy and gross. So I'm just making up 3, and I put some raspberries and blueberries in mine, but of course you could add in whatever fruit you like. But this is how they turned out. I think they look really cute, and you'll have to wait a second to hear my taste test review. All right, it is time to taste test the granola little cups. So these actually turned out surprisingly well, and they were really easy to get out of those cases. So I would recommend using cases. It just makes it a lot simpler. Obviously, if you don't, you can just grease your pan, but this worked out really well. And I've just topped mine off with a raspberry and some blueberries. So let's give it a taste. That is delicious. I'm gonna rate this a 9 out of 10 because it's just really smart to make a little cup from granola. I think I personally would have slightly preferred it with almond butter, just because it's a bit lighter and would be more like a cookie, whereas this really tastes like peanut butter. But it is really tasty and it's such a great fun little snack, and it would be really good to have as like a quick breakfast. Like you could have 2 of these for a quick breakfast, or just like if you need a snack on the go. It's really fun. So I've just left the rest of the cases without the filling, just because I thought, you know, I'm not going to eat all of these today, and they'll probably go a bit gross if I put all of the yogurt in there. So I've left those ones plain, and I'll have them tomorrow. I'll just fill them when I want to eat them. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll see you soon. On to recipe number 3, the final recipe for today, are these cucumber guacamole boats by Chloe Wheatland. So what this is basically you're just making a guacamole. The recipe she's given here has a few extra ingredients in there, which looks pretty fun. And then you just have to take out the seeds from some cucumbers and fill it with the guacamole. You can top it with some extra coriander if you want, and that is it. So let's give it a go. So I've just got half an avocado here, so I'm actually making about a quarter of the amount she made because I was also eating lunch and the other snacks along with this food. So I didn't need to make as many as she made in her video. But I'm just adding in some spices. So I've got some garlic powder, some cumin, some salt, some pepper. We're also adding in the juice of, I think I added in about the juice of half a lime here. But you could obviously add in more or less depending on how much you like lime, but I think it tasted really good. And then I added in some chopped tomatoes, some coriander, and stirred that all up. And honestly, the smell of this fresh guacamole was insanely good. It's probably one of the best guacamoles I've ever made. So I really do highly recommend this guacamole recipe anyway. Like you could just use this with, you know, a Mexican meal or whatever you're making, like just even eating it with chips would be delicious. But now it's time to prepare the cucumber. So I decided to peel my cucumber just because it wasn't an organic one, and you know, sometimes there's pesticides and stuff like that. So I just peeled my cucumber, took out the seeds, which yeah, it felt like a bit of a waste taking out all the seeds because usually I do eat them. But it did make for a cute looking cucumber boat, so we have that. So then I just filled it with my guacamole. It wasn't too difficult to fill, but it definitely didn't use up all the guacamole I made. So I ate some more of the guacamole on the side. So it doesn't really need that much to fill the cucumber boats, just so you know. And that is basically it. So you'll see me taste test it in a little minute. All right, it is time to taste test these cucumber boats. I must say they do look and smell really good, so I'm very keen to try these. It's actually phenomenal. That guacamole is so good. I've never actually added cumin to guacamole before, and I highly recommend it. It tastes amazing. So good. I'm literally gonna rate this a 10 out of 10. I mean, the guacamole would be great with like corn chips, like a burrito bowl, like so many different things. But it also does taste good with the cucumber as like a nice light refreshing snack. But if you wanted something, you know, a bit more filling, maybe have it with like some chips or some like a burrito bowl type thing as a meal. But whoa, these are so good. All right, well there you go, 3 delicious little fun snacks, little viral TikTok snacks. TikTok, I mean, I don't really use TikTok all the time, but I use it when I like want to find something like a healthy snack, or like if there's a specific person that I want to see a specific video. I don't tend to scroll on it because it just wastes too much time. But TikTok is good for finding out little gems and little fun things. So yeah, it was fun to create this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, or if you have any other video ideas, let me know. I hope you have the most amazing day and are super happy and just enjoy life, because that is all I really want for you, is to live a happy, healthy life. So wishing you all the best, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.